Right now, after weeks of protests and walkouts, a Madison East High School student goes before a judge charged with sexual assault.
Plus, in Kenosha County, we go inside the courtroom for day 5 of the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse.
And later, it's the final drive, round 3 of the playoffs. Who is advancing and who is heading home? News 3 now at 10 starts right now. Thank you for joining us tonight. Weeks after Madison East students walked out of class in protest, the student they accused of rape is now facing 2 felony charges.
Tahalil Mohadin has been following the story from the very beginning, and she joins us now with more. Tahalil?
17-year-old Babukar Yang made his initial appearance in court today. He's facing multiple charges, including second-degree sexual assault. I took a look at the criminal complaint, which officials described as violent and awful. A warning, some of the details in that case can be difficult to hear. The Madison East teen accused of raping a young woman at a house party on homecoming night made his initial appearance in court today.
I've reviewed the criminal complaint. I'll make findings of probable cause for both charges.
According to the criminal complaint, Babukar Yang approached the victim when she was alone, taking a break in a back room, which he entered, locking the door behind him. It reads, "He grabbed a hold of her wrist and pinned her down. At the time, she was unable to move. She believed she attempted to call out to her friend. However, that was when the defendant grabbed her throat." It also notes Yang choked the victim until she passed out, and that when she woke up, he was sexually assaulting her. The victim found Yang undressing her. She reportedly tried yelling for help but couldn't because her voice was strained from the choking. Today, a judge ruled the 17-year-old would be held on a signature bond with the condition he have no contact with the victim.
That's any form of contact that you can think of, whether that's through third parties, email, text, phone. You can't have contact with them. You see them, you need to walk the other way.
Yang is facing second-degree sexual assault charges and a second count of strangulation and suffocation. As for the Madison East students who fought to get him out of their school,
that's good because he needs to be gone. And what he did was wrong. Sexual assault is nothing to play about at all.
They say it's a step in the right direction.
I think the school did feel more safe since the person got arrested.
Madison East students say there's still more work that needs to be done in their school, but say their new principal is doing a better job of making students feel heard and making the school safer.
Beloit schools were closed today in anticipation of protests. The district, along with the police department, did not go into great detail about the reason for their decision, only citing safety and disruption concerns. It turned out to be a smaller group of people. Our reporter on the scene said at least 3 of them told him they were there on behalf of the Proud Boys organization. In a statement, school officials said they canceled class due to some of the behaviors, actions, and language of certain groups expected today. They were there after a mask-related incident last week that led to social media outrage and conflicting storylines. But the police report today clarified what really happened. It says the special education teacher told police it started when the student pulled his mask over his eyes when she asked the class to wear their mask properly. When the student didn't comply, she joked she'd have to tape it to him. She says the student challenged her to do it while laughing. She says she used a small piece of clear classroom tape on the front of his mask, then immediately took it off. Both of them laughed and went back to work. But that night, parents reported it to police, and the next day told police they wanted assault charges filed. Police ultimately found no evidence of a crime. We do have an in-depth look at the story that you can read right now on channel3000.com.
A judge is denying an injunction from Edgewood High School to keep its football team in the playoffs. The WIAA disqualified the team after learning of an ineligible player. After spending much of the day hearing arguments, the judge ruled against Edgewood this afternoon. The school filed suit yesterday after losing an appeal in front of the WIAA Board of Control. Now let's get a look at our certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. How's it going out there, Gary?
Well, Brady, it's actually a little breezy out here, but those winds are out of the south, and that'll keep temperatures up for tonight. Let's start out by taking a look at the time-lapse from the Edgewater Sky Cam. You can see we had bright sunshine all day today, just a few cirrus clouds moving overhead during the afternoon hours, and a few more clouds were developing as we headed towards sunset, but things are very quiet right now. Low temperatures this morning were a little bit warmer than last night, or the night before. We're 32 here in Madison. few places still made it in the 20s, but high temperatures climbed into the lower to middle 50s. Madison reached 52, Janesville hit 54, and right now temperatures are mainly in the middle 40s. A few places to the east of Madison are in the 30s, but these temperatures will only fall a few more degrees tonight. In fact, I'm looking for a low in Madison of about 39 by tomorrow morning. Look for sunny skies tomorrow, and it should be even milder with a high temperature of 60. Looks like mild weather will be with us for a couple more days after that, but then a big change is on the way. I'll take a look at our forecast for the end of next week in a few minutes.
In today's COVID headlines, the 7-day average for daily cases is back above 2,000 as we head into the weekend. That number hasn't been that high in a few weeks now. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway getting her COVID booster shot today. The mayor says she wanted to show the community how easy it is to make an appointment now that the clinic at the Alliant Energy Center is open. She's now encouraging people to sign up as soon as they are eligible. Making his weekly appearance on the Pat McAfee show, Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers attempted to explain his reasoning for not getting the COVID-19 vaccine and his treatment since testing positive.
Well, back in August, when Rodgers was asked if he was vaccinated, he responded, "Yes, I'm immunized." So that raised questions whether he was lying or misleading the team, NFL, and fans.
Look, I'm not, some sort of anti-vax flat earther. I am somebody who's a critical thinker. You guys know me. I march to the beat of my own drum. I believe strongly in bodily autonomy and the ability to make choices for your body, not to have to acquiesce to some woke culture or crazed, group of individuals who say you have to do something. Health is not a one-size-fits-all for everybody.
Rodgers says the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines were not an option for him because he claims to be allergic to an ingredient in the mRNA vaccines. He said that left the Johnson & Johnson vaccine as the only option, but he was worried about adverse reactions. For more on this conversation and the background surrounding the controversy, we have the full article posted on our website, channel3000.com. Pfizer says its experimental COVID-19 pill can reduce risk of hospitalization and death by nearly 90% in high-risk adults. That data has not been peer-reviewed or published, but Pfizer says it will ask the FDA and international regulators to authorize its pill as soon as possible.
The trial of Kyle Rittenhouse taking a break for the weekend. A handful of people testified today, including some who were on scene that day. Kristen Barbarisi was inside the courtroom.
Friday started with a second juror being dismissed for medical reasons. The panel is now down to 18 jurors. Then the state resumed its case. A lot of testimony focusing on Joseph Rosenbaum, the first man shot and killed by Rittenhouse. We heard testimony about Rosenbaum's state of mind and behavior that night.
Jason Lakowski went to Kenosha on August 25, 2020, armed with an AR-15 to defend businesses from rioters. He testified about his encounter with Joseph Rosenbaum.
He had asked very bluntly to shoot him. He did a few what I would call false stepping, which is making a step to entice somebody to do something. He had done that a few times. After he'd done that a few times, I turned my back to him and ignored him.
The state is trying to show that other armed men came across Rosenbaum and didn't shoot him. But the defense is focused on proving Rosenbaum was behaving erratically and tried to attack Rittenhouse.
So he's saying, shoot me, N-word, shoot me, N-word.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The defense caught a break when Carrie Ann Swart, Rosenbaum's fiancée, took the stand. Prosecutor James Krause asked her if Rosenbaum took his medications that day. The judge ruled that opened the door for the defense to bring up Rosenbaum's mental health conditions.
Mr. Rosenbaum was taking gabapentin, is that right?
I believe so, yes. That's what I was told.
That was for bipolar disorder?
It was to help with, along with the antidepressant.
Swart told the jury Rosenbaum was off the medications and only started taking them again about a week before he was shot.
The state called a total of 9 witnesses. The jury was sent home for the weekend. They are not sequestered. On Monday, we expect Gage Grosskreutz to take the stand. He's the man who was shot and injured by Rittenhouse. Reporting in Kenosha, Kristen Barbarisi, News 3 Now.
General Colin Powell was laid to rest today. Former president's dignitaries and friends paid tribute to the former Secretary of State at Washington National Cathedral. He died on October 18th from COVID-19 complications. Powell served in several administrations and broke barriers as the first African American to serve as National Security Advisor and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Then in 2001, he was sworn in as Secretary of State. Powell left public office in 2005.
Governor Tony Evers is ordering flags at half-staff in honor of a Navy serviceman who died during the attack on Pearl Harbor. The remains of Navy hospital apprentice First Class Keith Connolly, who was killed on the USS Oklahoma, had gone unidentified for decades. His remains were identified in February. Connolly will be laid to rest with military honors at Memorial Cemetery in his hometown on Monday. For the first time ever today, UW is raising the flag of the Ho-Chunk Nation above Bascom Hall. The university says it's part of an ongoing commitment to educate the campus community about First Nations history. UW-Madison occupies ancestral Ho-Chunk land. Well, still to come tonight, the world champion Milwaukee Bucks are heading to the White House on Monday.
Plus, it's round 3 of the high school football playoffs. Win or go home. Highlights and scores coming up in the final drive.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the exhibition hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Introducing the best deal in mobile. Unlimited on 2 or more lines for just $29.99 a line. All on a nationwide 5G network that provides the best overall experience and reliability. Call 844-677-2999.
Unlimited for $29.99. This offer's going to take off.
We changed the rules when we introduced mobile with no contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. And now we're doing it again, making it easier to get unlimited for less with our best deal ever. Get unlimited from Spectrum Mobile for just $29.99.
That's amazing.
It's the best deal in mobile.
Join the millions who've switched and get the best deal in mobile. Unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included for just $29.99 and save up to 60%. Call 844-677-2999. Click SpectrumMobile.com or visit a store near you.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
Here's a secret worth sharing. Robertson, Wisconsin's aesthetic leader, wants you to experience Botox with the best. Take $50 off your first Botox visit and discover why it's the #1 non-surgical treatment in the nation. It's time to learn how Botox is different at Robertson.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the exhibition hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Hi, folks. Saturday morning, it's Wisconsin versus Rutgers. We've got a preview of the game and where the Badgers stand now with a month left in the season. And Julian's got your weekend forecast. Join us Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
Welcome back. The national champion Milwaukee Bucks will be heading to the White House next week to meet with the president. Players, coaches, ownership, and team executives, along with the Larry O'Brien Trophy, will be making that trip. You can watch the ceremony at 1:50 on Monday afternoon. In a statement, the organization writes, "We are grateful for the opportunity to meet President Biden and to be recognized for our achievement."
A major improvement in the job market announced today. Businesses are adding more workers, including companies involved with the busy holiday shopping season. U.S. employers added 531,000 jobs in October. That's the most since July. The unemployment rate dropped from 4.8 to 4.6%. There was hiring across several sections of the economy, including construction and the restaurant industry. Shipping companies also added workers. Just like UPS, it's going on a hiring spree. The company is holding in-person hiring events across the country through tomorrow. The shipping giant says it wants to bring 60,000 seasonal workers at this year's event. The company is also doing virtual hiring sprees for job seekers who can't make it in person.
Well, this weekend, most of us will be getting an extra hour of our day back. Daylight saving time ends on Sunday, so make sure to set your clocks back on Saturday night before you go to bed. The federal government officially established daylight saving time in 1966 to reduce electricity usage. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at our first warn forecast.
Well, while the sun was up today, we had plenty of that. Let's take a look at the time lapse from the WISC Skycam. You can see how clear the skies were for much of the day today. Just a few cirrus clouds this afternoon, but most of the time it was mostly sunny, so we took advantage of that daylight and saw temperatures a little warmer than yesterday. In fact, three things you need to know in the forecast. Look for mild conditions with high temperatures around 60 for tomorrow and in the lower to middle 60s for Sunday and Monday. It'll also be dry through Monday, but some showers are in the forecast later next week, and late in the week we could see a few flakes of snow mixed in with the rain showers. Now, future track precipitation from a couple of the longer range computer models. This is over the next 10 days, showing some healthy precipitation amounts of 1 to 2 inches or more from Minnesota into northwestern Wisconsin, with only about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain here in just some lighter showers. The other longer range future track precipitation model shows the potential for maybe an inch or two of rain, with the potential for at least a couple of thunderstorms on Thursday, with lighter precipitation to the north and west. Now, some of that could fall in the form of snow late next week into next weekend. Right now, that computer model that has the lighter precipitation across much of Wisconsin shows the potential for maybe an inch or two of snow up in northern Wisconsin and maybe on the other side of Lake Michigan next weekend and into the start of the following week. That first computer model showed the heavier rain, also has the potential for a winter storm across parts of Minnesota and far northwestern Wisconsin. We'll have to see if that comes to fruition, but you can see even here in southern Wisconsin, not looking for much of anything sticking to the ground. High temperatures today, lower 50s in Madison, mid 50s in central Wisconsin, but 60s are not too far to the west, and we should be around 60 degrees for tomorrow. Upper level winds right now are from west to east, bringing mild Pacific air through much of the country. But as we zoom back into the Midwest, you can see there's high pressure off to the east of us. That cold front out to the west is now kind of turned into a trough of low pressure. It's not even really a cold front anymore, more of a wind shift line than anything else. Temperatures are in the 40s with a few 30s over southeastern Wisconsin. Notice it's actually warmer to our north and to our west, where has been a little more cloud cover tonight. But you can see on future track, the clouds moving out. We'll see plenty of sunshine for tomorrow and high temperatures up around the 60-degree mark. So for tomorrow, look for a high temperature of about 60 degrees with mostly sunny skies, a milder day, and then 64 on Sunday, 63 on Monday, 55 on Tuesday with a chance of showers, maybe some afternoon showers on Wednesday as well. Thursday, rain, maybe a couple of thunderstorms with a high of 54, and then we'll see temperatures cold enough for maybe some flakes of snow to mix in from Thursday night into Friday morning, and then again Friday night into Saturday and Sunday as high temperatures by the end of next week and into the next weekend only in the lower 40s.
Well, we've made it to level 3 win tonight in your week, and your team punches its ticket to Camp Randall for a shot at a state title. Tonight, though, we'll start in Division 1 in a Big A battle between old friends. It's the second meeting between Sun Prairie and Middleton, but obviously this one means a whole lot more than the first. Jordan Reed is back from Ashley Field, and Jordan, both these teams very familiar with each other.
That they are. Middleton and Sun Prairie faced each other about a month ago during the regular season, where Middleton came very close to upsetting SP. Now meeting again in the playoffs, and the intensity is clearly dialed up. Second quarter, Sun Prairie up 14-10, looking for more separation on the scoreboard. Well, Middleton's defense doesn't make it that easy. They wrangle the loose ball. Sam Puloff brings it back to give the Cardinals the lead going into halftime. Well, SP's been in this position before with Middleton. Jerry Kaminsky and company on the attack second half. Gets the ball to one of the team's most dynamic playmakers, Cortez LeGrant, helping the Cardinals inch closer to the red zone. Well, they wrap up this drive at the beginning of the fourth. LeGrant bringing it in himself. He puts Sun Prairie back on top. SP keeps their postseason run alive, winning 31-24. And the Cardinals move on to level 4, where it's going to be a battle of the #1 seed. Sun Prairie set to face Mukwonago next Friday.
Thanks, Jordan. Successful seasons, deep playoff runs, well, they're nothing new to Waunakee. It's just what Pat Rice and the boys do. This year, no different. It's been 11 games and 11 wins for the Warriors. Tonight, they welcomed in their toughest test to date, Menominee. Waunakee was rolling early. Michael Ganorski goes straight up the gut from 10 yards out, and just like that, it's 10-0 Key in the first quarter. Now they get the ball back, and on 3rd and long, Quentin Keene lofts one up for David Emmerich, and E-Money makes it look easy with the one-handed snag. That would move the chains, and a couple plays later, Ben Farnsworth. One cut, and he's in for 6 more. Waunakee holds on for a 28-27 win. They'll get Hartford next Friday. To get to this point, both Jefferson and Monroe had to pull off some big upsets to keep their season alive. Now the two Rock Valley foes square off in a Week 4 rematch with a spot in Level 4 on the line. The Cheesemakers won that meeting back in September, 18-7. Eagles were ready in this one. Opening kickoff of the game. Brady Gatto gonna scoop it up, breaks a tackle, and then he's got wide open spaces. Gatto takes it to the house. Jefferson goes up 7-0 just like that. But the Eagles weren't done yet. Ethan Dykman gonna get the handoff and bowls his way in for the score. Don't look now, it's 14-0 Eagles. But the Cheesemakers would rally. Keaton Sweeney, the first one to the pylon, and that's good news because Monroe scores 28 unanswered to win 28-14. They'll face Pewaukee next Friday. Elsewhere in the D3 bracket, Baraboo falls at Rice Lake 29-13, and in Division 4, Freedom shuts out Wisconsin Dells 35-0. The first time Darlington and Cuba City met, the Redbirds won by 20 and have been in cruise control ever since. But the Cubans enter Level 3 a different team since that Week 7 game. The only problem is they're in Redbird country tonight, and Darlington was ready for them. No score in the first. Easton Evenstead takes the pitch and then shows he can wiggle too. He breaks free and then, check out this, strikes a pose before he's in for 6. The Redbirds would score the game's first 14 points. Cubans, though, would answer. Chase Barth walks in for the score to cut the lead in half. But Darlington wouldn't be denied tonight. Braden Davis running like a fullback. Remember, he's their quarterback. That touchdown gives the Redbirds a 2-score lead. They'd go on to win 38-7, so it's going to be a regular season rematch against St. Mary Springs next Friday in DeForest. Elsewhere in our area, don't call it an upset. Bellevue with another big road win. This time they take down Broadhead Judah with a 35-20 win. And in Division 7, Potosi Castle falls on the road to Cashton 15-6. And still to come, Brock Caulfield living up to the name, his last name. How the Badger senior sent the Gophers packing. More sports after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
When winter gets tough, get tougher. Outwork it.
Outsmart it. Chew it up, spit it back out. Put winter in its place with the X Series, engineered for extreme. Visit your local Cub Cadet dealer for expert advice, superior service, and now, exceptional financing options. Take advantage of the X Series lineup today. To find a locally owned dealer near you, visit CubCadetDealers.com.
I have worked at Huffcore for the last 36 years.
Huffcore closing the plant, moving production to Mexico.
I gave my life and my body to that place. Ron Johnson pushed through a tax law that rewards outsourcing. Companies can bring profits back from Mexico tax-free. And worse, Ron Johnson profited personally from outsourcing. He has doubled his wealth since taking office. Tell Ron Johnson to stop putting his profits above our jobs.
Discovering the perfect paint for your home has never been easier with Zinsser Smart Coat. Plan smart with interactive tools at smartcoat.com. Buy smart in-store or online for home delivery. And paint smart with this advanced paint and primer in one. Say hello to Zinsser Smart Coat, the next generation of intelligent paint, exclusively at Menards.
Chunk Gaming Madison. Tom, people are loving this place.
They sure are, Jerry. Let's go see who Tina's chatting with now.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we have some beautiful ladies joining us. What are you up to tonight, girls?
Girls' night.
We're getting some drinks.
I want to win that car.
Sounds great. Are you feeling lucky? What's your favorite slot machine? Oh, to you guys.
Looks like those ladies are on a mission.
Oh, it's about to go down.
Chunk Gaming Madison.
There's not much more to be said than it's the border battle. Wisconsin doesn't like Minnesota, and Minnesota doesn't like Wisconsin. It's that simple. The Badger men's hockey team looking to continue their momentum after taking down #2 Michigan last week. UW has won 3 of the last 5 against the Gophers. Third period, Badgers down 3-2, but Brock Caulfield had an answer. He beat 3 Gophers and then the netminder to tie the game up at 3. Then in overtime, it must be a Caulfield thing. Brock rips a shot and sends Wisconsin home happy. Badgers win 4-3 in overtime. On the volleyball court, Wisconsin made quick work of Northwestern. The Badgers moved to 11-2 in Big Ten play. They're back on the road tomorrow at Iowa. Girls state volleyball, McFarland taking on Pewaukee in the Division II semifinals, and the Spartans and Avery Pennekamp, they were ready. Pennekamp drops the hammer for one of her match-high 18 kills. Then later in the set, it's Hannah Rounds serving up an ace, and McFarland advances to the D2 finals with a 3-1 win. Sheila Green and Reedsburg making their first ever trip to state, taking on Luxembourg Casco, and the Beavers were on the attack early. Macy Weeman gets tricky with the tip for the point, but the Spartans are ranked 2nd in Division II for a reason. Autumn Flynn hammers home the kill, and Reedsburg falls in straight sets, 3-0 the final, so it's going to be McFarland and Luxembourg Casco in the D2 finals tomorrow. Monticello's historic season came to an end in the Division IV state semifinals in 4 sets. It was the Ponies' first trip to the state volleyball tournament. High school boys soccer, Oregon back at state taking on River Falls in the D2 semifinals, and they got things going early. Eli Lehman crosses it, and Carter Ullman finishes it to put the Panthers up 1-0. Then later in the first half, it's Christian Wirtz's turn. He taps home for another goal. Oregon moves on to the championship game with a 2-0 win. Down in Division III, McFarland trying to get past Notre Dame. This one scoreless in the second half until, check out this play. Garrett Watska heads it in for the Tritons. Spartans fall at state, 2-0 the final. We're back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Warden, board-certified plastic surgeon and host of The Doctors. If you're like most people struggling with areas of stubborn, diet-resistant body fat, then it's time you call Sono Bello.
I lost 2 inches here in the waist, and I lost 3.5 inches here in my hips.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
I got to buy 4 brand new bikinis. I had abs after Sono Bello.
Sono Bello can remove stubborn body fat out permanently in just one visit.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly on your stomach, back, or even your thighs.
I actually tried a bikini on and I looked in the mirror and I thought, wow.
Call 1-855-417-8921 or go to sonobello.com.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Pick and save. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen prime beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Have you seen those small
careful with the...
Sorry, Missy.
Excuse me, could we...
Excuse me, I was wondering, could we...
Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Who wants some dress shirts?
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
The LG Wash Tower. Redefine laundry in half the space.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team for your most accurate forecast. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
I hope you enjoy the mild weekend. High temperatures in the 60s for tomorrow and Sunday. Still in the 60s on Monday. Some rain midweek and then rain mixing with snow toward the end of next week as temperatures drop off by about 20 degrees compared to this weekend.
Thank you, everyone, for spending this time with us.
Do something good and have a great weekend.